Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, everyone's favorite matchup. Protoss versus Zerg that everybody thinks is perfectly balanced and should be left exactly as it is right now. And that is why we see such a standard, stable meta of great and amazing players who enjoy a nice, solid, strong, drawn-out macro game. In the top left, from Cascade Gaming, the German Protoss player. I'm 80% sure he's German. Give me my cards. Yes. The German Protoss player, Gungfubanda. And in the bottom right, the Ukrainian Zerg, Bly. The venomous Chihuahua of Zerg players. You never know what he's gonna do. Oh my god. He kind of just killed the probe. Got him. So he kills the scouting probe, but do not fear. And also in the center of the screen, the #1 English caster from actually England, it is Wardy, joined by Naruto, the German caster as well. And both of them having a conversation in and out of game. Thank you for that. Anyway, Bly, proxy hatching, but not proxy hatching. He has no intentions. Well, I mean, I guess if he let it finish, but there's a little spot of, when you cancel the hatch, there's a little spot of creep. Just a little drizzle that you can build an Evo chamber in. You have about 3 seconds, tops, to do that. And the evolution chamber will build. It will take damage off of creep, and it will take damage if it's being attacked. And it will not live for long. But its purpose is to pop out a bunch of nibbly boys, broodlings, and, well, continue his activity. Like, honestly, is this worth it? I guess. Once again, Bly's strategies don't revolve around, like, having a necessarily getting into a mathematically strong position. And in fact, if any mathematics were involved, I'd be intensely surprised. Bly is more of a... It's like a feeling, okay? Instead of what you see or what you hear, it's kind of like what you smell and touch. If you had to judge Bly's play. Oh my god. You guys. Alright, stop it. Just, I like how we're talking about PMs. Oh, Jesus. Professionals! What is the bread? What is the bread made out of? If you are the idiot, the bread is BattleNet and Wardy? Okay. I guess in this scenario? So... let me try to get a... Since we're all distracted anyways. So here we have... And here we have Naruto. Not the real Naruto, but the real Naruto. He's an idiot sandwich. Are Naruto and Wardy the same person? Are we sure Naruto is not Wardy, but finally learned how to do his hair? Have you ever seen Wardy and Naruto in the same place? Which would add an extra layer to the conversation that they're having. Meanwhile, it's double Stargate against... Has this been scouted? What has Bly seen? Bly has seen a Twilight Council, and I believe he saw a Robo building. But the Robo, I believe, was canceled. He has Glaive to Depths. All this has happened. The double Stargate. This is like a PvP build. I showed you a Twilight, but I really went double Stargate. So Gungfubanda doing a Bly-style tech switch here. And Bly seems a little confused about the situation, so has to default uncomfortably to a macro game. Bly making 50 drones for the first time this week. And just kind of getting a lair. This is not his comfort zone, by the way. Oh my god, the minimap. So, for all you who haven't downloaded the minimap DLC, it's like, why would I use the minimap? Well... Now, the Phoenixes are being held on to. He's still waiting. He's got 5 Phoenixes. He's going to 7 before showing them. Roddy would be proud. At this point, Bly has to be so confused. The Overseer's coming in. The Phoenixes go out. You can't explain that. At some point, they will have to fly over. Bly, oh, he sees him. He sees him. A Spire starts immediately. He's going to join him in the sky. That's so many Phoenixes out of nowhere. He's got 2 spores. I think he suspected something. But, and there's 5, oh, Queens. Queens are pretty good. This is such a weird game. What is, like, there's still no 3rd for Gungfubanda. But remember, Bly did build a hatchery at his natural. Bly just decided he's taking this base. Which I think faked out the probe earlier. Wait, no, the probe was... I don't know what's happening. I'm just going to read the production tab. A Spire on the way. A few more Queens, while a Robo transition from Gungfubanda as he finally takes his 3rd. Or I could commentate Phoenix's, oh, lifting up drones. Yeah, obviously that was going to happen. No +1 here. Those are Glaive to Depths. The Banelings getting a little distracted. He warps in a couple sentries, which that force field perfectly placed. It took so long for the Banelings to close the distance that he had time to warp in a sentry and cast force field. So Bly kind of fumbling around with his keys there, unlocking the door. Oh, he's just going to go at... No, like... Okay, I'm not a mathematician, but I don't think 3 Banelings and 6 Zerglings are going to cut it. Bly's like, well, you never know. Bly, essentially just a diamond player who snuck into WCS and professional tournaments dozens of times. That's effectively true. I love you, Bly. Don't hate me. Meanwhile, more drones dying. How many have died? Only 7. That, honestly, only 7 drone kills? Of course, building spore crawlers is a roundabout way of saying drone kills. 6 out of 3 really making those drones work for it. At the end of the day, 3 of those... So here's the real meta move. He's putting 6 drones in each gas because he knows that some of the drones will be lifted by Phoenixes. So when those drones get lifted by Phoenixes, boom, you've still already got full gas saturation. That's exactly why he did that, and it wasn't totally a mistake. Okay, maybe it was a mistake, I guess. Meanwhile, the Phoenix is darting towards the main. The Hydralisks are on the way. The Spire is already done. The Spire has been scouted, which I think may have contributed to the ground transition, but there are no... It's just so weird. It's so weird. There's Baneling speed. It's gonna be Hydraling Bane, but Gungfubanda went for Blink, which is not what you want against Hydraling Bane. Like, Hydraling just rips up Stalkers, but there's enough Phoenixes that Bly can't really get a solid economy to go for more tech. Ideally, he'll want a Lurker Den eventually. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Because Phoenixes are good against Lurkers as well. Blink Stalkers aren't terrible. The force fields are... The creep spread doing great, especially since Bly took that forward base to start. The Queen's getting involved. Brenda and her knitting crew continue to sow creep and disarray towards the other side of the map. Is this going to be like the infestation pit that could be for a hive? This may actually be an ultraless game because phoenixes can't lift ultras because they are massive units. Phoenixes can't lift massive units like Thors or ultras or your mother. All things like that can actually kind of weirdly counter phoenixes, but phoenixes are no longer the play though. So is this for swarm hosts? It can't be for swarm hosts. He's not going to go swarm hosts. Also, 13 drones have died, but Bly is still ahead on workers. A hive starts. He's getting melee attack upgrades. I'm giving it right now. I'm looking at the forecast. I'm seeing a 38% 0.4, repeating, of course, chance of ultras. Now, is that a good idea? No. But I would love to see it. Meanwhile, Adepts kind of just shade in. The Warp Prism is still intact. Main legs! Main legs! Never mind. Gungfubanda is being very bold out on the map with his army, but the Adepts are keeping Bly busy. A fourth base should be on the way momentarily for Banda. As I don't really see him moving across. I doubt until Storm finishes at least he's going to try to do any sort of damaging attack. Anything that really focuses on killing a base. He's still sitting on 3 base. This has been a slow expanding, slow economy game. Phoenix is coming back in. 23 drones and counting killed thus far. 4th base ain't gonna happen, at least not yet. Hive is done. Let's get those adrenal glands. Let's get that 3-3. Wait, no, he doesn't even have +2. It's gonna be hard to get 3-3. Those, okay, the force fields. Yeah, and don't come back. More making a statement than actually doing anything. There are no Ravagers, so the force fields box it. Oh, okay. Yes, the first one. Oh, some professional gaming here. We're almost there. I'm looking at the forecast. Once again, that's a Greater Spire. Corruptor's on the way. Phoenix is still getting more damage done. I have no idea. This game is just throwing me through a whole lot of different directions. It feels like Bly is in a great spot, but he keeps not getting anything done with his army. And, he's denying a 4th base repeatedly, but his army will die to a well-executed push. And he does have a Greater Spire on the way, but there's so many Blinkstalkers that Broodlords are actually not that great of an option. If Banda can't get a 4th, then that becomes an issue. He can't be canceled again. If this 4th base gets canceled again, that's a real problem. But it looks like Bly's going to lay off as he's going for the Broodlord. He hasn't gotten +3 started. He doesn't have adrenal glands on the way for that Zergling attack speed. 10 Broodlords. But, oh, and a fake Prism. Was this even intentional? I know. A Prism can definitely draw units away, and it's impossible to tell it's fake until you start attacking it. The 4th base is on the way for Bandit. There's some units over on the left side. Looks like this base was just straight up killed by some charge lots. Meanwhile, the Broodlords are making their way across. Nibbly Boy's going to be thrown down. Gungfubanda almost has his 4th base done. A whole bunch of queens. A mess of queens here to back him up. 1 queen to 1 Broodlord. It's a co-op mission. Meanwhile, this Warp Prism is a hallucination, and he'll know that, but the queens are off a creep. Brenda! Why you here? Use the transfuse! The force fields, though, are super dangerous. The Nibbly Boys raining down. Banelings trickling through, finding damage. The force fields were a little leaky there. The queens struggling forward, only marginally slower than Broodlords, though. The Broodlords in a precarious position. A good concave here from Banda. He comes forward, he snipes off 1 Brood. He's hitting before the Storms! The Storms! Wiping out some of the Banes, but enough connect to drive it back. Hitting more Hydralisk at the front. What will the warp in be? There's Dark Templar being warped in. I don't know where they went. I think there were DTs over at the third base because it's a real warp prism this time. So many queens and hydras going to work. Broodlords continuing to rain down the Nibbly boys. Still, Lings and Banes. Bly is looking to push through here. The warp prism is spotted. It is a real one. The Lings will come back to defend. The Queen Broodlord army. This is the type of thing that ruins Zerg games. A few charge lots in the main at the wrong time, bringing a disproportionate amount of supply back. The problem is, he doesn't know if it's going to be 4 charge lots or 14. Meanwhile, DT's heading for the 4th base, or at least to any new hatcheries, like this one over in the 2 o'clock position. And now he can get back out on the map. There's a Spore Crawler at the front. There was a Spore Crawler at the front. Are there... Where's your observer? He doesn't have an observer for the creep. There's some changeling. More life for ire. Okay, Ricky. No, go to that. You're still on our side. You gotta go to their side and go look at them. Okay. Well, we cannot hold. Oh, no, I'm real. Oh, no. It's not a hallucination. He's working. Oh, beautiful storm. Chasing down those chains. He blinks onto a changeling. Gets blunked on over there. DT's chasing a Zergling that's been on patrol for most of the match. Its patrol has finally ended. Dark Templar going to work. There's a Spore Crawler by. Scrambles back to the other side. Oh, Broodlord's closing the distance. Slapping down. Are there any upgrades? No air attack upgrades. So Broodlords have double upgrades. The first Broodling strike where they launch them down, that's air attack. But when the Broodlings are on the ground, they benefit from melee attack and carapace upgrades. So the Nibbly boys themselves take Zergling upgrades, whereas the Broodlords take flyer upgrades. Really, the initial impact attack is usually the most important one, except in the main engagement, where you want to... Oh, those are plus two Banelings! So dangerous! Or unless they're not, they just kind of die, but moving forward, the force field, the Archon broke a force field. The Queens. This is quite an army, but a huge charge lock counter. The Hydra sliced to pieces. The hatchery eviscerated, and Bly scrambling back to the middle of the map. He's got to consolidate his forces. That base is gone. Tempest on the way. Gungfubanda still just buying time. He knows he's got to find a more direct counter to this army, and Tempests are it. He's going to need... It takes, I believe, 4 Tempests to one-shot a Brood. I'm not a mathematician. We're going to find out. You need at least 4, I think, in order to reliably deal with Broodlords, especially when Bly is this diligent about the Queen supporting them. Meanwhile... Oh my god, the entire ground army. He still has recall, but this army is actually too large to recall all of it. This is a big move. Banda clearing creep. He's got Templar to cover his retreat. There is an observer. Kill the creep. Okay. Meanwhile, Zerglings. Does he have adrenal? He still doesn't have adrenal gland. Come on, Bly. Respect your Zerglings. Give them that attack speed. Meanwhile, beautiful storm on all the queens. The Broodlords flying through it, but there's plenty of transfuse. Just Broodlords and their queens here. A tactical withdrawal. Oh, an Archon. Slapped to pieces. A Templar exposed as well. Down it goes. Lots of energy. Meanwhile, the ground units moving around. Dark Templar sliced to pieces. The Broodlords are on the chase. The Queen! Come on, girls! I know! Take some Bengay! Joint pain is part of victory! Oh, beautiful storm! The Lords weather it! Coming in from the western flank. The transfuse is coming through. That's a lot of Broodlords. We're looking at 14 now. And the Nexus just evaporates. Chewed through. There are now 5 Tempests. Banda has taken the northern base. Bly still sharking around. There are no... Ooh. Oh, that's so loud! Ah! Why? Why are Tempests so loud? The flashbang of shock and awe. The Queen's caught out! A couple transfuses! There's nothing directly... Yeah, the Broodlords are being one-shot now, but 17 probes die! To Banelings and a few Zerglings, I think. Viper's on the way. Ah! The Broodlords just being chipped and chopped and struck down by the Tempests, the Temptresses. Meanwhile, the Queen's thinned out. The knitting crew is coming unraveled. Everyone taking big hits. Bly has wait, he lost this base up here. Does he have Burrow? He does have the base to the south. So supply's about even. Archons, there are no Archons right now for Banda. Archons are important for clearing out the Broodlings once they're on the ground. Infestors. Microbial Shroud, except the Tempests are only hitting the air, really. Ah! A base isn't canceled, but... So Banda has not much in the bank at all. Get over here! Oh! Some Stalkers try to blink up. I might regret that decision. The Yanks coming through. The Harpoons are ready, but Blink Stalker's still very cost-effective. And it's not like Bly has an overwhelming economy. He does have a little bit more banked up, but now that there's a Mothership, and Motherships can no longer be abducted. They're heroic units, of which they are the only heroic unit as it stands right now, but they can be knurled, but those infestors are going to have a tough time getting close. Changelings. Alright. Reclaim our legacy. That's what they said, right? How did that work out for you? The beginning of Legacy of the Void. Hey, everybody. The Changelings covered by the Zerglings. Meanwhile, some Zerglings sneaking in. A group of... Oh! Fungal. Fungal means they can't blink. He recalls. Is that worth a recall for a handful of Stalkers? I guess. What else does he have to recall right now? But that could come back to bite him if he wants to move out at all. That was an optimistic... Yeah, go get them, boys. Good job out there. Void Rays now being produced. As everybody slows down and starts to feel the scarcity of the map. The squeeze here. As only the first 3 to 4 bases are mined out. There's only a couple hundred more gas left in the thirds. Bly has a little bit more, but... He's really, like... He really needs to get Adrenal Glands. He still gets the Archon there, but, like... That's a worthy investment. If you're using Zerglings this much, I'd say 40% attack speed will be pretty valuable. Here comes Gungfubanda. These charge lots get shut down. Is that a hallucinated Void Ray in there? I don't like. What's even happening? I think he wants a couple Void Rays hallucinated just to scare. Oh wait, no, it's charged up. Wait, why is it charged up? That's a real Void Ray. It's just charged up. It's hard to tell. Okay, it's in the cloaking field. $15 Infestors, 8 Broodlords, 2 Vipers. We've slowly traded up for the most expensive units you can build. Especially gas-wise, and that's what Bly has right now. He's only mining minerals from one base. He's mining gas from 2-ish for now. It's about to mine out. Carriers. So we've reached the point like we are passing the mid game and the late game into the end game. We're not quite there yet. We're in the late game, which is both players still have money, but the incomes have dried up from the first few bases. So you can no longer send out thousands of units. We're almost even, though Banda has lost over 2,000 more gas in terms of units lost. A whole division of changelings sent out. Now once the players start to feel the squeeze and realize this is going to be a war of attrition. The game no longer really ends by killing the army, but by killing... By forcing them out of resources. Oh, he wants it. He wants the... No! No! These fungling... You never see people do this, by the way. I love that Bly's doing this. Players are like, well, if I'm only fungling one unit, it's not worth it. No! Just, like, you've got 15 infestors. Just throw the fungal out. Whatever. Come on. You always see people like, well, it's not going to be the money shot, so what? It's not even worth. So this is happening. Every ground unit, pretty much, every only anti-ground unit, there are 6 immortals who no longer have a place in this game. But those are still very annoying to deal with. Unless you have Neural Parasite, in which case, you know what the best counter to an immortal is? The only counter to a bad guy with an immortal is a good guy with an immortal. Or 6 immortals. Bly agrees. A bunch of... Oh, wait. Okay, Brood Lords. Yeah. If he loses any more infestors, okay, the Hydras are chasing. But Banda's moving in. This base doesn't really matter anymore. There's no resources left to be gained. The only value is in larva. But, I mean, we have to really... At this point, you start to take stock of what's important in life. Like, what really matters to you? Does this base matter to Bly? Not really, but if he can take a winning fight... Oh, get over... Oh, wait, they can't be knurled. They can be abducted. I knew it was one of the two. So, you can't do the alley-oop into the knurl. But you can yank it over. That's okay. So that ruins... Oh, yeah, I remember. It ruined 7 years of StarCraft's lore. Dirtfester worked so hard to take control of that mothership. And now Blizzard's like, well, that seemed pretty OP. Blizzard with the antitrust moves. No longer allowing one infestor to take over an entire army via mothership. That's a little disrespectful to all the effort Dirtfester put in over the years. This patch isn't canon, okay? We all know that. We just choose to ignore it. Is this... Wait, what? Bly! Why? 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 Bly! He just kind of lost his hatcheries. But, in the main base... What is going on? So Bly is severely lacking in units that hit ground units. That's the issue we're seeing here. Banda has now taken a couple bases in the top right and is mining pretty comfortable. Whereas Bly is struggling. He's got one mining base. Get over here. Get him. Get him. Fungal! Oh, he got the yank. Oh, he's got a recoil. Ah! Oh. Okay, he got it. The corruptors got distracted for a second. Stay right there while I launch these brood things at you. But charge lots, it's poetic that as time goes on, the most expensive units become the most important. But then, soon after, the least expensive become the most important. Lings and charge lots. Finally, adrenal glands in +3. Like 15 minutes late, Bly. These Zerglings have been working so hard, and you have not been supporting them how they deserve to be. +3 is about to finish. This base should... Oh, that's a big round of charge lots. Okay. Bly still has gas in the bank. Banda's probably not going to move out till another mothership is complete. Oh my god. So Bly has taken the south half of the map, and Banda's taken the north. But will the south rise again? Is the question for Bly. Will he be able to put together an attack? A queen tries to escape, does so successfully. There are actually too many corruptors in this army, I feel. Are there, though? Oh, whoa, whoa! Get over it! Oh, those are changelings. There's one DT. I don't know why he decided to hit the other one. That's a lot of carriers. But how many infestors? There are 14 infestors, 12 broodlords. The broodlord count is a little high. This is... it's so... Everyone's one mistake away from losing. These armies are so expensive. They're unreplaceable. Irreplaceable. Bly's army is 7,700 gas and Gungfubanda's is 4,800. There's no chance of them getting that much together again if they lose the army. Oh my god! He filled out the feedback form! And he did it with great prejudice! Oh, and Bly strikes back after losing the infestors! He feedbacks the other Templar and storms them and feedbacks the mothership! What a wizarding duel! The Templar on both sides! Oh, he popped like 4 or 5 infestors, but one came in, picked up a Templar, and used that against him. Naruto, stop! Now is not the time! Oh god, not again. What a play! First, we do a... Wardy complaining that Starcraft is hard. Wardy, don't you understand? You're just supposed to take the replays and cast the good games. Doesn't Wardy know anything? What a noob. Make sure to subscribe and get those replays. It's a good build. I can personally recommend it. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of charge lots. Bly is struggling to keep any income together, whereas Gungfubanda, while I'd say he still took a good position in that fight. There's a storm. Oh my god. Oh, that storm saved the day. That many, if he hadn't killed like 15 Zergling. No, the infestors! He's down to 4. He's lost 15. I don't know how many he lost to these charge lots, but the answer is any is too many. Gungfubanda working his way through. Is there any key tech? Where's the spire? The spire is in the main. The spawning pool is in the main. The infestation pit is in the main. The hydro den is in the main. The hive! You guessed it, is in the main. The spire, the greater spire, taken out. He's going to rebuild. He's going to have to rebuild a lair as well. The hydro den. The infestation pit. Bly getting his last units out before he has to rebuild all of his tech. Lair restarts before the spawning pool dies. The main has been gutted. The tech tree chopped off at the stump. Bly now has 2 and 2.1 bases. Gungfubanda has plenty. But Bly does have an army that is very tough to beat without winning a war of attrition. Like right now, 21 corruptors, 10 infestors, a couple vipers, and plenty of spore crawlers and some queens mixed in. The thing is, wait, what? This base is happening? Okay, calm down. Bly's taking the back left bases as we're doing the checkerboard, well, the bingo strat here. We're taking opposite. We've rotated 90 degrees. Essentially. That's where we are now. Those are full energy Templar. Oh, throws a fungal. Watch out for the feedbacks! Whoop. Wait, oh. The poor man's abduct. He not only kidnapped his body, but his spirit. Bly is mining again. Banda has 66 workers, which actually means his army supply is relatively low. Oh my god, he's gonna go infestors. I mean, not infestors. That would be impressive. Disruptors. Disruptors to counter the infestors. Because they can kind of outrange a little. Like, it's weird. This is a little close for comfort. Oh, the fungal off the mark. The next one spots the Templars. Oh, he's one more. Ah, the feedback is good. Another fungal. Another Templar. The duel. Gas is in the bank for both sides. The carriers. I mean, he can use this to keep some interceptors out as well. Oh, everybody gets involved. Yeah, take that. Don't want to get caught between a rock and a hard place. Robo-Bay's going for observer speed. I mean, that's not a bad choice. Especially, like, I don't know if he's seen Burrow, but Burrow is done, right? Yeah. Almost everything is done. Besides the air attack upgrades, which are now being rebuilt. A hive being rebuilt. Bly is boxed in. But there's only so much left for Banda to claim as well, so... He has lost 3,000 more gas. That's almost a full base of gas extra. You got 4,000, around 500 gas per base. That might actually be the exact number. If you have 2 regular gas gassers, which this map is just to get regular gas. Another Templar. Well, I can't believe we're doing, like, how much money is in a base math, but that's kind of where we are right now. Bly has 148 army supply. Oh, the Queens. Not your favorite scouting unit, but it's better than Templar. Watch out, Templar! Watch out! I mean, Infestors, I don't know. Oh, Revelation, a great addition. Another fungal, Storms. Oh, be careful! The dance. These armies are they're irreplaceable. There's no way either side is building that army again. They can build bits and pieces, they can fill in the gaps, but if there's a decisive engagement, whoever wins it will win the game. Like Banda's like, well, I can mine from one of these gases. This one still has 2k in it. So, Bly is mining again. Banda's mining out. He's mined out of 4 bases now, going on 5. How much is left? 5. It's about to be 5 seconds from now. Oh my god. TT Blink is on the way, plus 3 shields. Wait, you already have a Dark Shrine! Has the game ever gone on so long that you built a second Dark Shrine? Yanks over. While getting DT Blink, which does confuse me. The Tempests are just kind of chunking through Bly here. Make a play! Huge fungals! Oh! Wait, what happens? Oh! He almost recalled in range of the neural to still be connected. I'm really surprised that the Corruptors didn't chase there. What? Why everybody's just sitting there? Oh. No, guys, my life for hire. We're real. Okay. More Viper energy. Bly has a bank. Both sides have a bank. It's still a decisive engagement away. There's no way you're getting the gas. Oh, feedback. Oh! He pulls an observer. I mean, it's a great move. Oh, the feedbacks. Kills the. Oh, a Viper. The units lost. The gas lost is starting to even out. No, the Revelation is so damaging. The Revelation gives the Tempest the range. There's so many. How many spores? 17? He's working through. Bly looking to make a move, but the Templar are zoning out, and Infestor goes down. The Spore Crawlers. Gungfubanda has had enough. A Time Warp in 2020. A Time Capsule, more like. It affects ground and air. But the Broodlords are coming in from the side. What are you doing? Looking for the Templars. Honestly, the Broodlords are only here for the Templar and the occasional Archon. Another Time Warp, but against the Mothership! The Time Warp is used. Box is out. The carriers are going for it. There's 28 corrupt. Where are the Corruptors? They're all right there. Where are the Templar? Where are the Templar? Are there? I don't see any Templar. Do you see any Templar? I don't see any Templar. Why is he not going? It's time to go. Parasitic bombs, as well as fungals. The Corruptors getting the damage done. He's going for it. I have no idea how this ends. Parasitic bomb. Good splash damage. Here comes Storm. Here comes Storm. How many Corruptors are left? 17. Carriers are dying. I'm not... Like, the Corruptors are just sitting in the storms. Does he have enough for more Corruptors? Gungfubanda's rebuilding. He survives. The Templars save the day. The Broodlords are still intact. They're late to the party. 9 more Corruptors. Is that enough? He's gonna get... Oh, but Stalkers! Remember me? Oh, the Broodlords do. The Broodlords definitely do. It looks like Banda has enough to refill the gateway units. Too many Corruptors were lost. The units lost is now heavily in favor of Gungfubanda, who still has the income. He blinks over the top, blocks on the Broods, and with it has maybe secured the match. Zerglings come out to respond. The Broodlords does it again. Zergling still chunking through. He's trying to target. He's going to lose so many Stalkers, but he can replace them. He has the money. Bly is broke. He's under 100 supply. Every Broodlord dies. The Changelings. And here come the Zealots. Is that it? Check and mate. There's nothing left. Bly fought hard. He just bled out a few too many units before getting cornered. Banda was able to claw his way into the top right bases. And that gives him... It's not about those expensive units. Yeah, sure, they were the hammer he swung. But being able to replace them with Zealots and Stalkers and just have enough bank to do so. It seems that has been the decider. Bly, the Chihuahua, finally silenced. He might take out the carriers, but the Archons have power overwhelming. That's it. Gungfubanda has done it. After 43 minutes. Most of the map mined out. Action pretty much constantly. We're not sitting there drawing 400 Spore Crawlers and cannons in the sand. No. This was a bloody fight. So much. 150,000 resources lost. Hundreds of Zealots. Half a thousand Zerglings. Bly is refusing. Oh, the Oracles! Dancing! The last round of Broods. Bly taps it out, and Gungfubanda takes it home. How do I beat Broodlords? Simple enough. A hard-fought battle on both sides. Thank you to Wardy for the matches, as always. Check them out live, and then check me out with much less commercial breaks and technical difficulties. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, get that notification every single day, despite just knowing there's a game every day. Or games, or 4 or 5 hour long videos of me yelling at people. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.